Title: The glittering game show that turned into heartbreak. It started with lights, laughter, and the sound of victory. The kind of moment people dream about but rarely live. A game show stage where Ms. Davis and Mr. Stoll, once deeply in love, stood as partners. They had clasped hands, shared whispers of excitement, and together stormed through the zany challenges of Shop Till You Drop. The crowd had cheered when they won it all. Furniture gleaming under studio lights, jewelry catching the sparkle of cameras, an entertainment center that promised nights of joy, and even a vacation to Mexico, shimmering like a promise of escape. To the audience at home, they were not just winners. They were a couple in sync, partners in both love and luck. But what the cameras did not show, what no one could see, was the fragile truth beneath their smiles. Broken promises, hidden lies, and money that tethered them long after the applause had faded. What began with prizes ended in court before the piercing gaze of Judge Judy, who would strip the glitter away to reveal the raw pain underneath. Ms. Davis, according to your complaint, Judge Judy began, her voice carrying both authority and curiosity. You and the defendant were in a relationship, which has now ended, and during that time, you either made loans or had expenses that you claim he is responsible for. You say it's about $2,000. That is correct, Your Honor, replied Ms. Davis, her tone steady, but her eyes heavy with emotion. He acknowledges he owes you some money, about $2,500, but Judge Judy's eyes narrowed with interest. You two were on a game show together, and so the secret was out. They admitted it. The dazzling television appearance, the shared triumph, the mountain of prizes. Judge Judy leaned forward. And you won? Yes. Ms. Davis nodded. Everything. And you, Mr. Stoll, say she kept it all. That's right, he answered quickly, bitterness creeping into his voice. The courtroom shifted with murmurs as the story of the game show unraveled. They explained how Shop Till You Drop worked. Couples racing through stunts, earning the right to shop from stage stores. They had done it all, and they had won big. A ruby and diamond cocktail ring, a bedroom set, an air filter, silverware, a coffee and tea service, kitchen utensils, a label maker, wallpaper, an entertainment center. And yes, a trip to Mexico, still waiting to be taken. The list was dazzling, but Judge Judy was unswayed by glitter. Her gaze landed sharply on Ms. Davis. Why do you think you're entitled to keep all of these prizes? Ms. Davis hesitated, and then her pain poured out. I don't feel entitled, Your Honor. But the truth is, our relationship ended so painfully that when all of these things showed up at my house, I couldn't bring myself to share them. My heart was so broken that I thought, let me keep this. Let me hold on to something. I know it wasn't right, but I looked at all those items, and they became symbols of my hurt. It was my way of taking revenge. The room grew still. Everyone could hear the tremor in her voice. Why are you so angry with him? Judge Judy asked. Because he hurt me, she whispered, her face hardening. For 2 years, this man told me he loved me, told me he wanted to marry me, told me he wanted me to be the mother of his children. And I believed him. I gave him everything. But he lied. Mr. Stoll, suddenly defensive, jumped in. It was the truth. I did love her. Judge Judy raised a brow. So why didn't it work out? Were you playing with her? The silence before Ms. Davis answered felt heavy. Because he was lying to me. He told me he and his wife were separated, and that he was going to divorce her. I waited. I gave him every chance, and he never did. Not until it was too late. The bombshell fell. The courtroom gasped. Oh, you were a married man, Mr. Stoll. Judge Judy pressed. Yes, Your Honor. We were separated for 4 years. She told me 10. Ms. Davis snapped, fury flashing in her voice. Married for 10, separated for 4. He corrected calmly. She knew this. I couldn't afford a divorce. but eventually my wife paid for it. And we got divorced. The words hit Ms. Davis like a slap. I went to the courthouse for him. I filled out his paperwork. I bought him a book on how to file for divorce himself. I spent hours trying to free him, believing he wanted to be with me, and the whole time he was talking with her behind my back. She's the one who finally divorced him, not him. Her voice cracked, but she pressed on. And that's what hurt the most. Not the divorce itself, but the lies. 2 years of promises. 2 years of me helping him, financially, emotionally, while he strung me along. The betrayal was etched on her face. She recounted how she had paid $500 against his visa, how she had called insurance companies during her breaks at work to help him get his truck licensed again. She listed debts piled in her name that had gone to collections, debts that now stained her credit because she had believed in him. The courtroom buzzed as the weight of her words sank in, but Judge Judy, ever practical, steered them back. This isn't about who hurt who emotionally. This is about money and about those prizes. Mr. Stoll countersued for $3,000, demanding half the value of the game show winnings. To him, they had won together. To Ms. Davis, they were ashes of a love that no longer existed. I don't even want them anymore, she admitted at last. He can have them all. I just want my money back. The $2,500 in debts he left in my name. That's all I want. Are you prepared to give him everything? Judge Judy asked. Yes. Ms. Davis sighed, broken, but resolute. I'll keep the wallpaper and the ring. He can have the rest. I just want this nightmare to end. She held out the ruby and diamond cocktail ring, almost throwing it away. Take it. I don't even care anymore. The courtroom gasped again. This was no longer about property. It was about closure. In the end, Judge Judy delivered her ruling with sharp finality. On your claim, Ms. Davis, I am awarding you $2,500. On his counterclaim, I order that all the prizes be turned over to him. He can sell them, keep them, do whatever he wants. But you get your judgment. That's the law. That's fair. The gavel came down like thunder. The story of love and lies ended not with applause or prizes, but with a judgment. One person left with money, the other with possessions, both stripped of the illusion that their love had been built on. Outside the courtroom, Ms. Davis admitted through tears, I was wrong to keep the prizes out of revenge, but I was so hurt. I thought if I held on to them, I could make him feel what I felt. But nothing could erase the pain of knowing I wasted years on a lie. The game show prizes, once symbols of joy, had turned into symbols of betrayal. The glitter had faded. What remained was a truth as sharp as broken glass. When love is poisoned by lies, no prize in the world can make it whole again. Lesson for listeners and viewers. In life, money and prizes may seem valuable, but they can never replace trust. Love cannot survive on half-truths, secret arrangements, and broken promises. Revenge might feel satisfying in the moment, but it leaves scars deeper than the wounds it was meant to cover. Always remember, honesty is worth more than jewelry, more than vacations, more than any prize. Without truth, even the brightest love will collapse into darkness.